In a dark, old attic of a big, broken house far from town, Emily found a doll that changed her life forever. It was a rainy fall day in 2023. The sky was gray and heavy, like a sad blanket. Wind blew through broken windows, making soft, secret sounds. Emily was 28 years old and worked in a library. She loved strange things. The house came from her grandma, Alara, who died in a weird way a few months ago. Alara collected funny old items, like pretty glass figures and clocks that ran the wrong way. But in the dusty boxes, Emily saw one special thing: a Labubu doll. Labubu dolls are popular now. They look like cute, fat little monsters with big ears, round eyes, and happy smiles. People think they are fun demons from a magic woods. But this doll was not like the others. It was made by hand, not in a factory. Its soft fur was old and dirty. Its eyes were deep red, like blood, and they seemed to eat up all the light. The doll was short and round, with small claws on its hands and feet. Its smile was sewn on, but too big, like it knew something bad about you. Emily felt a strong pull to it. "You look like something Grandma would love," she said softly, touching its ear. Grandma told stories about magic creatures when Emily was a kid. This doll made her remember those happy times. But she did not know it was cursed with old sadness. That night, Emily put the doll next to her bed. The house made loud creaks, like it hurt. She thought it was just the old wood moving. She got under her blanket with a book of scary ghost tales. Sleep came hard, with bad dreams about Grandma's last days. Grandma was found dead in the attic, eyes open wide, holding a book of wild drawings of monster faces. Doctors said her heart stopped, but Emily thought it was something else. In the dream, Grandma's voice said, "It watches you. It wants the happy part of your heart." Emily woke up to a quiet sound, like paper moving. The room was very dark, except for moonlight coming in. She looked at the doll. Did it move? No, it was in the same spot, red eyes looking empty. But as she tried to sleep again, she heard a whisper, soft like a kid breathing. "Play with me." She sat up fast, her heart beating hard. The whisper stopped, and she heard only her own fast breaths. She told herself it was her mind playing tricks, but she felt cold inside, like tiny hands on her skin. Next morning, Emily wanted to keep the doll close. She called it Lulu, a name Grandma used for her. "You are my little friend," she said, putting it on the kitchen table while she drank coffee. At work in the library, things felt normal at first. But then, a little boy saw Lulu in her bag and yelled, "It's alive. It has sharp teeth." His mom told him to be quiet, but Emily saw the doll's smile looked meaner. Later, while putting away old books, one fell open. It was about old stories of magic. The page showed spirit traps, things that hold dead people's ghosts. The picture looked just like Lulu. It said, "Watch out for eyes that follow you. They want a new body." By night, Emily felt scared. She put Lulu back in the attic to forget about it. But in the dark, the whispers came back, stronger. "Emily, sad Emily, I miss you." It was not just words. It felt like real sadness, like Emily's own pain from missing Grandma. Tears came to her eyes. Was this Grandma's ghost inside? She wanted to feel close, so she got the doll and held it like a baby. "Grandma, is it you?" The doll felt warm, like it was breathing. That night, her dream was bad. Grandma's face turned into Lulu's and she screamed, "Break it, before it takes you." The scary things got worse, bit by bit, making fear part of her every day. Things moved alone. A flower pot broke in an empty hall, and the pieces made a smile shape. Shadows in corners looked like tall monsters with claws, copying how Lulu sat. Her friends saw changes too. Her best friend Sarah came over and turned white when she saw the doll. "Emily, that thing, its eyes moved with me." Emily laughed, but inside, she was terrified. She felt like she had to keep Lulu safe, like losing it would take away Grandma's memory. Her feelings mixed up: love for the old stories, guilt for not believing Grandma's drawings, and fear that grew bigger. One night in bed, the whispers turned mean. "You belong to me now, your body and heart." Emily felt small pokes on her arms, like pins. In the mirror, she saw scratches, like claw marks from Lulu's tiny hands. She yelled and threw the doll away. It hit the floor hard, but then it moved a little. Just a shake, then still. Her skin got bumps all over, like bugs crawling under it. Emily looked for answers. All night, she read on the computer and in books. She found old stories. Labubu dolls came from scary tales in Asia. They were not cute toys. Labu were bad spirits that lived in dolls to eat people's feelings. One tale was about a man long ago who put his sick girl's ghost in a doll to stay with him. But the ghost turned evil and wanted more people. Grandma must have got it by mistake, and now it wanted Emily. The worst night came with big thunder and rain. The house shook like dead bones. Emily went to the attic with Lulu. "What are you?" she asked, shaking. The doll's eyes glowed, and whispers filled her head, not one voice, but many, kids and old people, all sad ghosts crying together. "We are the lost ones. Come with us." The air got cold and heavy. Emily felt something pull her near. The doll's mouth opened, threads breaking like skin tearing, showing sharp teeth with blood. It did not jump, but it went into her mind, showing scary pictures. Grandma dying, her happy part eaten by the doll. Emily fought hard, her feelings strong and wild. Tears fell as she took an old sharp tool and cut the doll. Soft insides came out like guts, but each cut hurt her own body too. "I loved you, Grandma," she cried. The voice said, "Love tastes best." The doll twisted, its claws making red lines on the floor, real blood, warm and sticky. Light from the storm showed the attic full of dark shapes around her, with red eyes like Lulu. At last, Emily poured oil on it and lit a fire. Flames ate the doll, smelling bad like burning hair. The whispers became loud screams, hurting her ears. She fell down in pain. As it burned, she felt free, sad but glad. The house got quiet, the storm stopped. But scary things don't go away easy. Weeks later, Emily tried to forget. She gave away Grandma's things and talked to a doctor about her sad dreams. But one morning in the mail came a small box, no name, no mark. Inside, a new Labubu doll just like Lulu, a note in kid writing. "Play with me again?" Its eyes watched her, and a whisper started. "Emily, we are not finished." She stopped moving, bumps on her skin again. She knew some dolls don't play nice, they play with you, and they always win. Imagine driving alone on a dark, snowy road in Alaska, where the wind howls like a sad wolf and the snow falls so thick you can't see your own hand. That's how it started for Sarah, a young woman running from a broken heart. She had just lost her job and her boyfriend in the same week, feeling so empty inside, like a hollow tree in winter. Her car slipped and slid on the icy path, the heater barely working, making her shiver with cold and fear. "Why did I take this shortcut?" she thought, tears freezing on her cheeks. But then, something worse happened. A whisper in the storm, soft like a child's secret, calling her name. "Sarah, Sarah, come out and play with us." At first, Sarah's heart raced with hope. Maybe it was help coming. She wiped the fog from her window and looked out. The snow swirled like angry ghosts, and in the dim light of her headlights, she saw shapes, small figures, like kids in old coats, dancing in the blizzard. Their laughter mixed with the wind, but it wasn't happy laughter. It was lonely, desperate, pulling at her soul. Memories flooded her mind. Her little brother who died young in a snow accident, his voice just like that whisper. Emotions crashed over her. Guilt for not saving him, sadness that choked her breath, fear that this storm knew her deepest pain. She locked the doors, hugging herself tight, but the whispers grew louder. They told stories only she knew, the fight with her mom, the lies she told at work, the love she let slip away. Her chest hurt with regret, tears streaming hot against the freezing air. The cold snuck inside the car, like icy fingers on her skin, turning her fingers blue. Outside, the shapes got closer, their faces pale and twisted, eyes empty like black holes. One pressed a tiny hand against the glass, leaving a print that burned cold. Sarah screamed, her voice lost in the storm, feeling so alone, so trapped. Hours felt like days. She prayed for morning, for rescue, but the whispers promised forever company in the snow. When the sun finally rose, rescuers found her car buried in white. The engine hummed, but Sarah was gone. Only her scarf remained, frozen stiff, with those tiny handprints all over it. Villagers say the Blizzard children are lost kids from a bus crash long ago, forever cold and sad, looking for friends to ease their endless loneliness. Even now, on stormy nights, drivers feel a tug at their hearts, hearing names whispered with such emotion it hooks you in and pulls you out into the forever white. Picture an old wooden cabin in the deep Scandinavian forest, where winter nights stretch long and the lake outside turns to a sheet of ice, cracking like breaking hearts. Elias, a man in his 30s, came here after his grandfather died suddenly, leaving him the place. Elias felt a mix of excitement and sorrow, excited for a fresh start away from city noise, but sorrow because he never said goodbye to his grandpa, who raised him like a dad. The air was so cold it stung his nose, and snow piled high against the windows. Inside, the cabin was quiet, too quiet, with just a big old mirror in the bedroom, its edges carved with strange symbols that looked like frozen screams. That first night, as Elias sat by the fire, warming his hands, he glanced at the mirror, and his blood turned to ice. Instead of his tired face, he saw his grandfather staring back, skin white as snow, eyes wide with pure terror. The old man mouthed words Elias couldn't hear. "Run, run now." Elias's heart pounded with shock and love, memories rushing in, of Grandpa's warm hugs, stories by the fire, the pain of losing him. He jumped back, fear gripping his throat, but when he looked again, it was just his own scared reflection. "I'm going crazy," he whispered, covering the mirror with a blanket, his hands shaking. But sleep brought nightmares, drowning in the frozen lake, hands pulling him down into darkness. He woke sweating in the cold room, heart aching with loneliness. Uncovering the mirror, he saw his breath fog the glass, but the reflection's breath didn't show. No warmth, no life. Emotions boiled inside, fear of the unknown, grief for the past, a desperate need to understand. Night after night, the mirror showed more. A beautiful woman with lips blue from frost, whispering, "Help me." Her eyes full of unshed tears, a little boy, shivering, begging for his mother. Each face hooked Elias deeper, stirring pity and horror, making him feel their pain as his own. On the longest night of winter, the solstice, Elias couldn't take it anymore. Anger and despair exploded. He grabbed a hammer and smashed the mirror. Glass flew like sharp snowflakes, but from the shards, shapes rose, real bodies, frozen solid, skin cracking like ice. They were the drowned ones from the lake, cursed by those runes to trap souls in endless winter agony. Their cold hands touched him, stealing his warmth, his breath, his life. Elias felt overwhelming sadness, regret for not listening, as they whispered, "Stay with us forever." Come spring, the cabin stood empty, the mirror whole again, shining coldly. Elias's body floated under the lake ice, face up, eyes frozen in eternal fear. The mirror waits for the next lonely soul, hooking them with reflections of lost love and pulling them into icy despair. Think of a cozy little town in Vermont, covered in soft snow like a holiday card, where Christmas lights twinkle and families gather warm inside. But for Mia, a single mom feeling the weight of the world, this Christmas Eve started with a strange chill in her bones. She had lost her husband to illness last winter and now raised her daughter alone, her heart heavy with grief and worry. As evening fell, snowflakes danced under the street lamps, and a group of carolers appeared outside her window. They wore old-fashioned clothes, hats pulled low, scarves high. No words came from them, just a low hum, vibrating through the glass, stirring a deep unease in Mia's soul. It hooked her right away, beautiful yet wrong, like a lullaby from a nightmare. Mia stepped outside, drawn by curiosity mixed with a longing for holiday cheer. Neighbors joined, smiling at first, but the hum grew stronger, wrapping around her like cold chains. Up close, the carolers' eyes gleamed milky white, no spark of life. One turned, slowly peeling back its scarf. Mia's stomach twisted in horror. The mouth was stitched shut with threads like thin icicles, the hum coming from a hollow chest, echoing empty and sad. Emotions flooded Mia. Terror that made her knees weak, pity for whatever these things were, anger at the unfairness of it all. The hum swelled, and people around her froze, literally. Their smiles iced over, bodies turning to crystal statues, eyes locked in fake joy. Mia's daughter tugged her hand, whispering, "Mommy, I'm scared," breaking Mia's heart with protective love. She ran, pulling her child into the dark woods, snow crunching underfoot, the carolers following silently, their hum a promise of endless quiet. Hiding in a deep snowdrift, Mia remembered old stories her grandma told, of the silent ones, a group from long ago who starved in a brutal winter, their songs turning to curses as they died alone and hungry. Now, they sought company, hooking the living with their melody of despair, claiming souls to fill their silent chorus. Mia's breath came in gasps, fear and love warring inside as she held her daughter close. But the hum found them, cold seeping into their bones. By morning, the town woke to more statues in the square, glittering in the sun. Mia and her daughter vanished, but on Christmas Eves, the hum returns, emotional, pulling at your heart with hooks of forgotten pain, drawing the sad and lonely into a frozen, silent eternity.